Welcome to You're My Best Friend, a podcast about life, friendship, and tacos. Why are you mimicking me?
Because I never get to say it, so this is the closest I get.
You want to change it up?
Yeah, I do, actually.
You want to try it?
Yeah, I do.
My name's Ruben J.
And I'm Moxy Ann. And I don't get to change it up, apparently.
Go for it. Let's give me your best shot.
Welcome to You're My Best Friend, a podcast about life, friendship, and tacos. My name's Ruben.
And this is why we don't change it up.
That was my one shot.
You let Eminem down.
I threw away my
shot. My name's Ruben J.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
And we are Beyonceing you twice.
Yes, here we go.
Or did we April Fool's you again?
Again.
One will find out. Why do I feel like this is like a really bad start to like a reality TV show?
I honestly, this is not even close. So, okay, we are here for one reason. I'm going to take the lead now because something very important. What the heck is that? What? All right, if you're watching the video, a weird thumbs up just appeared. It never when you're actually trying to make it happen. It's the new Apple thing, whatever. What the heck? Okay.
Oh, my bad. I pressed a button on my end. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
We haven't used the software in 2 years. Shut up.
If you have been following either mine or Ruben J's social media accounts for the last year,
which you should.
Specifically, yeah, you should, at Moxy and Music and at the Ruben J. If you've been following specifically Ruben's for the last 3 months, man, has it been 3 months? Oh my gosh, 4 almost. Yeah,
it's been well, yeah, something like that.
Then you will see that something very, very exciting happened in December of 2023.
I turned 31.
My best friend got freaking engaged. And it's amazing. You show the camera, show the ring or lack thereof, because the fiance, the woman, gets the ring. You don't get one yet. But we figured, because back in the good old days of 2021, when we were still doing podcasting full time, we did an episode chronicling and for the memories. We did an episode chronicling how I got engaged and a postmortem on the wedding as well. That sounds bad. It sounds like we got divorced. We did a follow-up on the wedding, I guess. I don't know. But we did that, and I was like, man, we need to do one for Ruben and Lauren, because like literally just for the memories, we're going to look back at this episode in like 5 years and be like, man, look at how old we are now and how young we were back then. And look at how times have changed. And we want to remember all the details and all of the little moments. And I'm going to stop talking now. Ruben, take it away.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at myself, because the reason why we had that little break in between was because I forgot to press record on the audio. And I went to go do that and I didn't push record. So, but the good thing is this software recorded all the audio. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
All of that?
No, we're good. We got that. I'm just going to set it up. I'm just going to start recording the backup just in case.
So you don't delete a 4th episode?
There's no 4th episode. Give me one. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're good. We're good. Just redundancies. Anyway, keep saying what you're saying, because I like what you were saying.
Well, I wanted to throw it to Ruben and talk about the proposal story, because we've posted, everybody's seen the cute engagement photos, the cute proposal photos, the location, the ring, the dress, all of the things, but nobody's heard the story yet. And the people want to know, how did this happen, Ruben?
Well, in 2021, I met a woman, and then later in 2021, that one didn't work out, and I met another woman. And then later in 2021, you got married. I'm killing time because Lauren had to go pee.
For the record, I got married in June. How many women did you meet in 2021 before month 6?
Too many. I think it was about one a month.
Yikes.
Anyway, so after a couple of failures to launch, I met Lauren. Well, re-met Lauren, and yeah, now we're engaged. So I'm gonna bring her in now because she's back from peeing. And
Way to air her business, dude.
listen, it's a podcast. It's what we do. Welcome to the show, to the love of my life.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh wait, you're not Brad. Hold on, let me get.
Oh man.
At this
yeah.
point, I don't know what I expect. I should just expect it now.
I know the feeling, girl. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys, and this isn't going to be extensive because we've got 3 years to cover here. But yeah, that makes more sense. Having Lauren in the middle. But I wanted to ask about your relationship and just like give me a brief overview of like your guys dating and how you guys met, and yeah, just tell me the story. Give me the details.
Me?
Yeah. Or Ruben.
Sure.
Or both.
Okay. Well, we met in fall of 2020, and I just was about to break up with someone when I met him, so he met my ex.
Dang.
And we were acquaintances-ish until like spring, and then of 2021, and then of June of 2021, he threw my fork on the floor at a Norm's restaurant, and that was his version of flirting with me.
Okay, I need to stop. I need, for the record, she always gets this part wrong. I didn't throw it on the floor. I threw it into the booth behind us.
Ah.
I was just
Still-
forking around.
I can't. I just can't.
Boo.
I can't even. So anyway, you guys meet, and then tell me about the night that you made it official.
No one's ever asked that question.
I
Yeah, you did.
remember because you called us on our honeymoon and told us about this girl.
Ruben, yeah, I was like, you did. I think it was like you asked it at the park. We were sitting on the bleachers.
No. What I said is no one's ever asked us about that. Like that's part of it.
Oh,
No one's ever asked us. Yeah, no, because I remember. So for the record, there is quite a bit of an age difference between Lauren and I. She's 47 and I'm 31. And, whatever skincare routine is I need it bad.
sunscreen. That's the key to look this good at 47.
He was 19 at the time, and I was 28. So there's a 9.5 year difference, give or take.
Right?
Yeah. And so I knew that was going to be somewhat of an issue for some people. And so one of the people I had to reach out to were Brad and Cassandra. And I was like, hey, by the way, I have some news for you, but you're on your honeymoon. So like, don't bother getting back to me if you don't want to. And then for some reason you guys decided to call me back, which was weird, but also kind of fun. I just was like, hey, by the way, I met this girl, and we went on a couple dates, and things are kind of official. And oh, by the way, you know her because she's part of our Bible study group. And just
Okay, so I don't know if Moxie actually knows this. I didn't know that her and Brad were a thing. I just knew her and I knew Brad. I didn't know that they were together.
that's funny.
I have to tell you, I was so confused initially because you were doing the whole lead up, Ruben, on that call, and we totally thought you were going to say a different person. And then you said Lauren, and I was like, Lauren Peterson? She's married. I was so confused.
Oh, we got to send that clip to Lauren Peterson now. Because that's funny. That's funny.
No, but we were so happy for you guys, and I was so excited to get home and meet you and spend time with you. And I still remember like that first night we hosted you guys for dinner, and we got to actually hang out and just like be friends. So
Isn't that when Brad put broccoli in the air fryer?
Oh my God.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
We need to do that again.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a time for sure.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, so I mean, the big thing is you guys had just gotten married, and so you guys had just gotten back from your honeymoon. and Brad was, I think, learning how to use an air fryer for the first time, and burnt some broccoli, and he was so bummed out about it. It ended up being like the best thing ever. But yeah, I mean, it was a great conversation, because like I mentioned earlier, like there was a couple of people that I was kind of talking to all at the same time, not at the same time, but like kind of overlap. This is like Lauren's like, this is news to me.
Really?
And and so there was a couple of different possibilities, but Lauren and I just hit it off. And I tried forking around, was trying to spoon a little bit, and she decided to stay with me, so I win.
Yeah. And you are very fortunate, Ruben.
Listen, she'll know that's never going to be a dull moment in our life.
Yeah.
I could argue with that, but we'll go with that. Okay. So, Ruben, I want you to tell me about the proposal that happened, and specifically the lead up to the proposal. And just give me all of it.
Yeah. I proposed lunch, and then I proposed dinner. And then I proposed a couple of different options for entrees. Is that not what you were asking about?
No, that is not what I was asking about, you dumbass.
Hey, you can call him that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, so I pretty much knew almost immediately that I wanted Lauren to be my wife. But she and I had discussed some of the settings around the time that would happen, and a lot of that has still yet to happen, but it's coming due soon. I probably shouldn't say it that way because that sounds like a pregnancy.
That's weird.
But Lauren, I told Lauren, I said, we're gonna get married after you get your degree and after we've kind of figured some of this stuff out. But I knew of summer of last year that I was going to ask her within that year, whether it be 2023 or summer of 2024. And then I was really thinking, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it in the fall of 2024. That way we can get married in 2025 and all will be good. Things would be great. And then I lost my job. And I was laid off from the company that I was working for that shall remain anonymous due to legal restraints. I gotta edit that part out. Whoops. And I was like, oh, well, now that's probably not going to happen because I don't have the money to do that. And then I decided in September, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was around then.
I think I decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do it, because if we keep waiting for the perfect time, like it's never going to be perfect. The money's never going to be enough. Like the living situation is never going to be right. The job situation is never going to be right. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it next year. I'm going to do it in the summer of 2024 for sure. It's going to happen. And then Mark Tremonti of Alter Bridge announced that he was going to do a tour of his Frank Sinatra stuff. And which, by the way, if you've not heard Mark Tremonti singing Frank Sinatra, go and download it. Go on to I think it's marktremonti.com or Sinatra Tremonti. Let me figure out real quick. Let me figure out what it is because it's for charity as well. And he announced that he was doing a show in LA. So it's TremontiSingsSinatra.com. Go and buy some of the physical music there because all proceeds go to an amazing foundation to support Down syndrome kids and get them extra support and help the families kind of deal with some of that fallout. So it's a great organization. And also, he happens about some really great covers of Frank Sinatra stuff. And so I thought to myself, I'm like, Lauren doesn't typically get fancy all the time. And, I figured, what, if I start telling her, hey, you need to wear a dress, you need to get your hair done, you need to get your makeup done, you need to go get your nails done, like it's going to set off some red flags. And so when I realized that Tremonti was doing a show, the Frank Sinatra show, I'm like, that's the excuse to get her to do her nails. That'll be the excuse to get her to dress up.
Because it was like a fancy show too, right?
Yeah, well, it's Sinatra, and so part of it is you dress up, and I'm like, I'll go get a suit, and then my plan was to use my professional resources to let Mark know that what the plan was. And then in October, I started planning out, the dinner and, the show and the proposal and coordinating with people to do photography. And, we bought our tickets and we had other friends buy tickets and other friends were about to buy tickets. And then I started talking to a friend of ours about the ring, and just because she worked at a jewelry shop. Shout out to Ruby. And
Ruby.
She had some great ideas and reached out to Lauren to do some incognito market research on my behalf. And then I finally was like, you know what? I don't have the money to really spend a lot of money on a ring, but I need to do this. And thankfully my new job kicked in right at this time. And I went ahead and I ordered the ring. It got here on December 11th. And on December 13th, Mark Tremonti announced that he's canceling his Los Angeles show.
Ugh.
And
you called me that day. I think I was like your second or third call, and you were just in a panic.
I called Moxy and I was like, the show got canceled.
And on the inside, I was like, thank God, because that's my sister's due date.
Yeah. Did the baby end up coming early?
He came 2 days late.
2 days late. So you would have been fine.
I would have had to fly out that night.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have made it, because my plan initially was to go to the show and then fly out as soon as it was over, or to fly out as soon as she went into labor. And the average travel time to get from LA to Nashville is about 6 hours. She was only in labor for 6 hours. So it was really good that I was there. In the area, and they got snowed in. So it was good. All in all, I'm very sad that happened, but also it was very fortunate selfishly for me that Tremonti canceled the show. But I am so sorry.
The funny part was I have a coworker who I adore, and I was telling her some of the plans, and I'm like, I have this feeling that they're going to cancel the show. And she looks at me and she goes, "You better have a backup plan."
Ugh.
And 2 days later, they canceled the show.
Oh gosh.
And I indeed did not have a backup plan.
Yep. So you called me immediately, and what do you remember what you said?
No.
You sounded so panicked, and you were like, "Hey, Tremonti canceled the show, so I need your help." And I was like, "All right, to the rescue."
Yeah.
You were like, "I just don't know what I'm going to do. I have to call a couple more people, but I need to think through options, and we need to figure out a plan." And I was like, "Okay, do we need to, is this urgent?" And you were like, "Yes, because what happens when men buy a ring, it burns a hole in their freaking pocket."
Oh my gosh.
And so we talked about it initially, and I threw out a couple of ideas, and we were trying to think venues and restaurants and things like that. And I said, "Hey, one of the options is you could propose." Am I good to give this away right now?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the options I said was you could totally propose on a gondola, because I work for Gondola Company in Newport Harbor.
Can we do that one more time so I can reenact what I said to you?
Sure. Yeah.
So go ahead.
So one of the options, of course, is you could propose on a gondola.
I swore that I would never do that ever. No, it is not an option.
And then we tried to figure out a whole bunch of other stuff, and then Ruben was like, "Yeah, that's the best option."
Yeah. And so what ended up happening was I told Moxy, I'm like, "Listen, we're doing this on my birthday," which was a week away.
Yes.
So I told Lauren, "Hey, let's do something for my birthday. And you should coordinate with Moxy and our friend Danny
Mm-hmm.
To do something for my birthday." And I think this might be a good place for Lauren to tell a little bit of details of what was going on between the planning between her and Danny, because it's kind of funny.
Yes, it's so funny that I want to title this part "Everybody Lied to Me." About everything.
That happens when you get engaged.
Every good marriage starts with a good lie, right, Ruben?
Every kiss begins with lies.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so Danny, who we love and adore, I thought I was planning a surprise birthday party for Ruben because he knew it was happening, but he didn't know how many people would be there, or so I thought. So we were planning on like Texas Roadhouse or some random sushi that the title is fleeting my brain at the moment. But what was actually happening was he was planning the engagement dinner and was just like acting as if everything I was saying was actually worth anything. He was like, "Oh yeah, I love your idea. I love that idea. Yeah, we're totally gonna do that." Didn't do any of that. And then what I think is still my favorite part is that the gondola was supposed to be a surprise for Ruben, according to you, Moxie. And
Yes.
I read the text aloud to him in the car that it was a surprise. I was just reading everything you had planned, and I was like, "Oh, I should have said that to you."
See, literally, this is us. We're driving in the car, and I had a conversation with Cassandra or with Moxie. Sorry, a few minutes, like maybe a couple hours before she reached out to Lauren, and I'm like, "Hey, you should mention to Lauren that you like that somehow a gondola cruise opened up or whatever, and that hey, it's on Ruben's birthday. Like I've been meaning to do something for his birthday, and I really can't do anything, but might as well just do this because I can't make it whatever." And then but make it a surprise, and that way there's some sort of element
We
of
have this
surprise.
whole master plan worked out.
And then Lauren, who I love and adore, goes, we're driving, and she goes,
I'm just reading it.
and she goes, "Oh, Cassandra says that she wants to surprise you with the gondola cruise. Oh, I shouldn't have read that out loud." And so I immediately had to pretend that I didn't know. And then I wasn't only playing a double agent, I was playing a triple agent because I had to lie to Lauren that I didn't, or not lie. I had to lie to Lauren that I didn't know that Cassandra and I, or Moxie and I, sorry, I keep messing this up, that Moxie and I had been planning this on the back end. So the whole thing of it being a surprise had to pretend to be a surprise. And then on the side with Danny, I was telling Lauren one thing and telling Danny the complete opposite.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And just so you know, the plans changed 4 different times, and even like the day of was not completely set in stone.
I'm trying to find because I think as soon as Lauren read that to you, you texted me or you called me right after that. Oh, what is it? I have like a whole series of like screenshots back and forth and I like sent you the whole screenshot with the conversation with Lauren. And oh yeah, I sent this, which is the playthrough of, you can't read it, but it's all the texts that Lauren and I had about in that whole conversation.
Yeah.
I sent you that screen recording and I just said bag secured.
Over here, I'm panicking because I'm like, now not only am I lying to her about one thing, I'm lying to her about 2 things. Now I'm lying to her about 3 things, and then also lying that I have no idea about any of this.
Oh my gosh, we worked it out though, because I mean, like
Yeah.
it was not technically a surprise for you, but it actually kind of worked out because we didn't have to do the whole having her bring clothing and having you have to change at the office and all. Like it was very natural, so it actually I think worked out better that she read that to you. But
I mean, it ended up being smooth. But I still love and do we get this on video when you guys actually did surprise me with a birthday bottle message, and I'm like, it's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
that's on video.
You gotta have video.
Oh, you gotta share that.
Yeah. So long story short, Brad and Moxie surprised me for my birthday with a little bottle message on the gondola. I forgot what it said because it was funny, but I was freaking out because Snoop Dogg's like his 19 Crimes wine cork was in the bottle message for my birthday, and I was like, it's Snoop Dogg. I was freaking out because it was Snoop Dogg on the bottom. It was really funny. We'll have to put that video and put it in. And then we had a lovely time on the gondolas. So shout out to Gondola Adventures for hooking it up and going, the extra 9 yards beyond their normal 9 yards for that special day. But the best part about this is even in that moment, Lauren had no idea what was coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So during that day, I had to figure out how I was going to Ask Lauren. And we had decided that it was going to be a bottle message, which is the most basic thing you can possibly do, but also very romantic and very sweet.
It is not basic.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's not basic.
It's definitely not basic. It only seems basic to us because we work with
Because
it.
yeah, we were in the I'm adjacent to it now. It's the one thing I swore I'd never do. But Moxy spent all of that day, which was a Saturday, chasing me down to get the final bottle message. And I love that you called me. I think while I was in the middle of getting a haircut and getting shaved. Which, by the way, here's the fun part. So
could you stop doing that?
Doing what? Oh, getting haircuts the day?
Literally, could you stop getting haircuts the day of the event?
He's gonna do it at the day of the wedding. I'm just letting you know that.
Oh my
now.
gosh.
So my hairstylist, I had booked the appointment the minute I knew what was going down. I texted him, said, "Dude, I am asking Lauren to be my wife this weekend. I need to see you Friday." It was Friday. It was the day before. Because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do it on Saturday. And he texts me back and says, "Yeah, we're good. Like, we booked the appointment." And then the night before, I'm hanging out with Lauren, and I get a text from him saying, "Dude, I am deathly ill and will not be able to be in the salon. I can refer you to somebody, or we can reschedule." And I was like, low-key freaking out. But then I remembered I also have a beard guy who shaves my beard, which I need to see him soon. So I had an appointment with him on that Saturday, that same day, that morning, to go get a fresh shave, and then head out and do what I need to do for the day. So I call him in a frenzy, and I'm like, "Dude, I need not only do I need a shave, but I need a haircut from you because he's a barber as well. Like, I need this." Guy calls me back like 8 times, but I'm with Lauren, so I can't get away to explain to him what's going on. And I finally am able to step away, and he goes, "Dude, I am so sorry, but I have to cancel. My grandfather passed away." And I was so conflicted because I will be honest, half of me was gonna say, "Dude, like, do you know what I'm doing tomorrow and why I need this?" But also, his grandfather had just passed away, and so I wasn't going to force him to come into work.
Yeah.
So I said, "Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out." And luckily, I had a coworker who is also a barber, and I was like, "Hey, how much do you charge for a cut and a shave?" And she goes, 40 for one and 60 for the other. I was like, and she goes, "Unless you make an appointment, then it's 50 for the one and 70 for the other." I'm like, "All right, cool. I need an appointment because I need to know for sure that I can get in and out." I ended up paying $100 for a haircut and a shave for that day. But
welcome to being a woman,
right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the boat because I think this is the most important part here. So I had a conversation with our gondolier, and I said, "Listen, I don't care about anything else. The only thing I care about is that Fly Me to the Moon, the Mark Tremonti version, plays in the background while the proposal is happening, because that, at least at that point, there'll be a thread between the original plan and the new plan."
Yeah. And oh man, I scrolled all the way back in our text messages for that day, because this is also, by the way, this is Ruben's birthday. This is his actual birthday. So, we're pretending that, like, this is just to celebrate his birthday. There's a bottle message already. And Lauren, I don't think I told you about the first bottle message, right?
No, that part you didn't tell me. So
we
literally, at least something was an actual surprise for everybody.
Yeah. And we got like little cheesecakes for you guys to eat too while you were bored. So there were a couple, enough to like throw you off your game.
For sure. That did help for sure.
Yeah. But literally I have like at 2 a.m. that day, the night before, I got this text, which is, "This girl almost broke a nail on her left hand." And then
lovely.
At 11 that morning, you finally freaking texted me the bottle message, which I have. If you would like to not read it, then we don't have to read it, but it is super cute. But
I
it
think
ends
ourselves.
okay. Yeah. But it ends with a one line, which is today isn't just about me.
Yeah.
And so that bottle message went in the water. Mark Tremonti's playing. Ruben, are you gonna cry?
No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
Okay, fine. And Lauren picks it up out of the water, pulls it out, tugs on the little ribbon that is slid out of
Real
the
quick,
a little bit.
she almost jumped out of the boat to get this thing. Like it was very. I had to grab onto her to make sure she didn't jump out of the boat.
And out comes your beautiful message, which we will not be disclosing. Don't worry, it's not profane or anything like that. It's just theirs.
Sure.
Yeah. And then Ruben proposes, and there's some gorgeous video, which they shared on their social media accounts. But yeah, it was the most beautiful moment. And honestly, like it was at sunset on the most gorgeous brand new gondola, and that song playing, and you guys looked so beautiful. Like I was crying from where I was up
I'm crying now.
up in the balcony looking like Perry the Platypus trying to take photos.
I mean, I think at this point, Lauren, you should share kind of some of your thoughts going into that, because it was very apparent that you had no idea what was going on until you read the last couple of lines of that bottle message.
So I had a lot of anxiety that entire boat ride, and I think it's a little obvious the more you rewatch like the first few videos before the proposal, because I was like, okay, this is a surprise for Ruben. Like, we need to make sure everything goes good. And I was like, I don't know, I was kind of like freaking out a little bit. And yeah, like when he got his little birthday bottle message, I was like, oh, this is so great. Like everything's going so well. And then our gondolier makes me almost dive into the ocean to get mine.
Did you think at that point, did you think it was anything weird, or did you think it was just like another birthday message?
I did think it was another birthday message that was just flowing on my side, because that's the way our gondolier made it seem, which props to him. He did a phenomenal job. And when Ruben was like, oh, you should open this one. And I think there's some pictures of me opening it, and you can kind of see in my eyes, everything kind of piecing together. Because I was like, wait, something's going on. And then when I read the last few lines, I kind of lost it. Ruben's favorite thing to say is that I technically didn't say yes because I couldn't formulate a sentence. So I was just nodding my head frantically.
To be fair, the entire drive to the restaurant afterwards, I'm wondering to myself, did she say yes?
Oh my gosh. I honestly, can I just say really quick, I have been engaged twice, and I did not cry either time. So I know you were a little bit upset that you were crying in all the photos, but I was like, I kind of wish that I had that emotion, because like at least he knows. Like at least he knows you're happy, and everybody's like, "Oh, she's crying. It's the perfect moment." I was like stone-faced when I got engaged. I was like, "Oh, yes."
Well, I mean, the first time you're like, "Oh, that ring.
Oh, that is small."
That's what she said. Anyway. To be fair, okay, I think Ruben knows this. I just don't know if I've said it. I didn't even see the ring because I knew what he was doing because I was reading it and he was to my left, but I didn't see it. I just knew what he was doing and I couldn't even look at him. I was like, I'm gonna fall out of the boat from being hysterical. And I didn't even see it. I didn't even really see it till he put it on my finger, and I was a mess. I do. This is the mascara that I wore, and it is not waterproof, and I do not recommend it if you're gonna get engaged.
Well, let's not bash a product.
It was just everywhere. No, I'm not. I didn't show it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't wear it.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
That's kind of it. We had a dinner afterwards with what we thought was supposed to be like 15 people, ended up being like 30 people. And somehow a bunch of people were canceling like last minute, and still there was more people than we thought. And we had a great evening, and now we're planning a wedding. And
We?
yes, the royal we.
Yeah, all three of us.
Yeah.
You speak French now.
Yeah. And yeah, that was. Do you have any other questions for Lauren about the proposal and her take on things?
Oh man, I just, Lauren, I was so thrilled to see you get engaged and to get to be there for that because no one else was there for that, and I was so honored. And I mean, yeah, I don't have any other specific questions, but is there anything else you want to add or you want to talk about your experience with that?
No, not really. I'm happy. Yay.
Yay! It's such a pretty ring too. Oh my
Yes, it
gosh.
is.
Yeah.
He did good job.
He did. Ruby did a good job too.
Yeah.
Yes, she very much did. Shout out to Ruby.
Listen, at the end of the day, she did wonderful in that, and she really talked me into the ring that Lauren has now because I was going to go a cheaper route.
I'm so
And
glad you didn't.
yeah, well, I mean, because it just came down to dollar and cents, and then when Ruby did her magic, I was like, I have to go with this. So, shout out to Ruby, shout out to Johnson's Jewelry, custom jewelry out in I think it's in Spokane, Spokane's, in Washington, D.C. I'm drunk.
He's having a strong.
He's having a stroke.
At least I was drunk. All right. Well, Laura, any final thoughts?
No.
When's the wedding? Are you allowed to say that? Are you guys saying that?
Is it private information?
Well, all I'll ask is, will you remember?
Is there an NDA?
all I'm going to ask is, will you remember?
The 21st night of September.
So we're going to do another episode for sure about the wedding and about that whole experience. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. They asked me to coordinate their wedding, and I could not be more excited. So it's going to be great. It's going to be so pretty, honestly. Like looking at the venue and all the details and everything, Lauren's got great taste. It's going to be gorgeous if Ruben stays out of it.
Yes.
Never.
Just stand back. Let us girls handle it. We got it.
Please.
You
Please.
just need
to show up. Say the right name.
On time. Don't get a haircut that day.
And say the right name.
Suit up.
Suit up. All right, we're gonna kick you out for a second while we do our closing segment here.
Love you. Oh, she's gone.
Yeah, she's out. Well, that was another episode of the You're My Best Friend podcast, life, friendship, tacos, all that fun stuff. We still haven't figured out how we normally ended the show. You would think that it's been a week since we recorded that we'd figure that out.
I gotta go back and listen.
Yeah. Also, why are you wearing the same shirt 2 weeks in a row?
It's really comfy. All
right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, make sure to follow us on Instagram
at Best Friend Podcast.
Make sure to follow us on TikTok at whatever that is.
Also at Best Friend Podcast, probably.
And then also on YouTube at youtube.com/
multimedia mouth. We're going to go with that.
Yeah.
Just look up You're My Best Friend and then look up You're My Best Friend Podcast, because all you'll get if you look up You're My Best Friend is a bunch of Queen covers.
I don't know what the YouTube is. Make sure to follow all those social medias, because we're going to probably be doing some more videos and stuff, more than we're going to be doing podcasting stuff. But, who knows? My name is Ruben J.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
And we
are out of time.
That's how we did it.
That is how we did it. Yeah. There we go.
We
Boom.
got it.
We got it.